Every Easter morning, millions of children wake up excited. Colorful eggs, chocolate rabbits. Families gather together in parks and church fields. But in the spring of 2023, in a small town outside Dayton, Ohio, something happened during an Easter egg hunt that nobody there can explain. Because when the volunteers arrived that morning, the eggs were already hidden, and some of them should never have been opened. The morning of the event. The town park was already crowded by sunrise. Parents holding coffee cups, children running across the wet grass, volunteers setting up plastic baskets and folding tables. The annual Easter egg hunt had been held there for over 20 years. Nothing unusual had ever happened. According to event organizer Melissa Hart, the eggs weren't supposed to be hidden until 7:30 a.m. She and 3 other volunteers had arrived early to start placing them around the field. But when they stepped into the grass, one of the children ran up holding something. A plastic egg, already buried halfway in the dirt. At first, everyone assumed someone had hidden it early, maybe a parent trying to give their kid an advantage. But then another child found one. Then another. Within minutes, dozens of eggs were being pulled out of the ground, and no one there had hidden a single one. One of the volunteers decided to open one, expecting candy, jelly beans, chocolate. Instead, there was a small object wrapped in tissue paper. It looked old, rusty. When they unfolded the paper, they found a house key. Attached to it was a faded keychain, the kind people got made at grocery store kiosks. It had a name printed on it. Rachel. The problem was, everyone in that town knew who Rachel was. Rachel Torres had disappeared 6 years earlier. Her case had never been solved, and that key looked exactly like the one her parents reported missing. At that point, the organizers thought it had to be a prank, a cruel one, someone trying to scare the town. But the eggs kept appearing, children digging them up faster than the adults could collect them. Inside the next egg was a bracelet, silver, bent slightly out of shape. Another name attached. Marcus Bennett, missing since 2017. The crowd started to grow quiet. Parents stopped letting their kids open the eggs, because every time another one cracked open, something else came out. A necklace, a photograph, a shoelace, each one connected to someone who had vanished in that town. And every name was real. One parent had been recording the event on their phone. The video was later shared with police and eventually leaked online. The footage shows children running across the grass, pulling eggs from the ground, but something else appears in the background. At first, it looks like a person standing near the tree line, tall, still, watching. But as the camera zooms in, the shape doesn't move like a person. It looks wrong. Its arms hang too long, and its head tilts sideways, almost like it's listening. No one at the event remembers seeing anyone standing there. By the time police arrived, most of the eggs had already been collected, but one remained. A purple plastic egg, larger than the others. It had been found near the far edge of the park, partially buried under wet soil. When the officer opened it, there was no object inside, just a folded piece of paper. He opened it slowly and read the name written inside. According to witnesses, that's when the officer's face went completely pale. Because the name wasn't from the past. It belonged to someone standing there that morning. A 7-year-old boy, still holding his basket, still smiling, unaware
of what the paper said.
Police immediately shut down the event. Families were told to leave the park. Officers began digging up the entire field. But they never found who buried the eggs. No footprints, no tools, no evidence. And the strange figure seen in the video never appeared on any other camera. But 3 weeks later, the boy whose name was inside the purple egg disappeared. He was last seen walking home from school. His backpack was found near the park, the same park where the Easter hunt had taken place. His case is still unsolved. After the investigation, all of the eggs were placed into police evidence. Every object was returned to the families of the missing victims. But one thing about the case has never been explained, because when officers reviewed the footage again, they noticed something they had missed before. In the background, near the tree line, the tall figure was still standing there, watching the crowd, watching the children. But now, another shape was standing beside it, much smaller, the size of a child, holding something in its hand, a basket. The Easter egg hunt in that town has never been held again. The park still sits empty every spring, but locals say something strange still happens there. Sometimes, after heavy rain, the ground becomes soft, and small plastic shapes begin to appear through the soil, bright colors pushing up through the grass, as if something is still hiding them, waiting for someone else to find them.
If you enjoy true and terrifying stories like this, make sure to subscribe to Fright Screams, because the next story might be even worse. And remember, if you ever find something buried in the ground that wasn't there before, you might want to leave it exactly where it is.